Hello there guys and welcome to another race here in League Champions Advance for round number 7 here in Singapore. So after a race to forget previously in Saudi Arabia, just a little bit mentalized that I shouldn't get a higher position that I can be capable of doing. So well, my expectations is that I'll finish in like top 5 positions if I do it well. So that's the position we're aiming for the race. And if we aren't in that position, let's not panic because we are going to lose a lot more if we commit more mistakes. So hope we can do this a little bit cleanly. And well, just a bit of the context. The league owner couldn't stream the race, so instead another person will stream it. So the link of the stream will be a little bit different, although the time I have uploaded the video and yeah, sorry for the massive delays, but this stream isn't available anymore, so sorry about that thing, but here we are. DHR Thorn couldn't participate in the race because he felt very tired, he said to me, and I don't know what happened to Marlo, but he won't also attend it. So I'm the only THR that is a full-time driver that will participate to the race. And also, I think the streamer put the lobby into public, so that means that maybe some players that aren't supposed to be in the league will participate in the race. So well, let's see if there's going to be really good carnage. Meanwhile, we're on our out lap to begin our first flying lap. We just chose the softer tile allocation, 3 softs instead of 2 to use in the qualifying. So we can use 3 of them in the qualifying. So in the second flying lap, we aren't needed to use our used softs, so we can practice it properly. Meanwhile, I don't know what to say, but oh yeah, it's that the session of these both sessions will be dry, so I decided to grab the dry setup despite practicing in the rain. But well, I think that was a little bit of a waste of time, but I don't regret to practice on rain because it could happen. And meanwhile, I was conserving a little bit of fuel because on my in-lap I may run out of fuel, because look at the laps I have of fuel available. So well, hope we can do a decent lap time. Meanwhile, we're preparing to get to our first qualifying lap of this race. Well, of this weekend, I mean. Meanwhile, there was one driver who has already been retiring from this session. Meanwhile, Ahas has been blocking off. Fortunately, we weren't on a proper lap. Meanwhile, DRS is now opened and we are beginning our first flying lap. Into turn 1, we just touched the curbs a little bit decently. Into turn 3, a little bit of oversteer. Now into turn 5, almost invalidating the lap. Fortunately, we didn't. Oh, but we have crashed into the wall, damaging our front wing. And well, that was really problematic for us because, well, you know, front wing damage means that we don't have lots of downforce, and that means trouble in the laps because we are losing a little bit of pace. At the end, I decided to finish my lap time even though I have my front wing damaged, but we're seeing that Terrific is out of this session, and it is because he has crashed into the pit lane. I think he has been involved into a multi-car crash. I think he has made contact with another car, but I don't know, that doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that he's out of the session, and that means that I'm the only Alpine on the track. So that means that Terrific will start at the back of the grid, unless he has already set a lap time. Meanwhile, we have qualified second, and Midi Killers has qualified into provisional pole. Meanwhile, with our lap time, I'm knowing that I'll not maintain second place, because look at the lap time. We have to do massive improvements because we have our front wing damage, and as you can see, we are dropping off the places because look, we are now into 4th position because Coronel Sunshine has set lap times obviously faster than me, so I need to do a lap time automatically faster yes than this one. So well, let's enter the garage and replace our front wing and leave the garage once again and set another lap time, this time with our new sub tires. And if that doesn't work, or I have set the lap time still, we'll do a third one, just in case I can improve way more. So let's do that thing. Well, we're about to exit the pit lane to begin our second flying lap. Before that, we're about to heat up our tires. That's the thing we do in the out laps, and we're exiting the pit lane. But unfortunately, we just clipped the wall by our rear left tire, and that means that we have oversteered all the way to the wall, damaging our front wing. And well, that's a little bit of a disadvantage to us because we don't have enough practice for our final flying lap. So let's just enter the garage and let's mentalize us before ruining our third flying lap. So let's do that thing and hope we can get into the garage without damaging our suspensions. So we're about to begin our third and final flying lap of this session, and heading into the last corners. We're having good exit, not invalidating it. So let's do this lap cleanly and fast in order to go up a few places into turn 3. From turns 1 to 3 we've done it a little bit decently, but we are seeing that we are improving barely, and exiting turn 5 we are seeing that we're improving by 2/10, now 3/10 of a second. Into turn 6, nothing to deal with. Into turn 7, we're about to brake a little bit early. That's not what I was expecting, but we are still improving by like 4/10 of a second now. In these zones we are obviously improving because on those sections we have done that lap with our front wing damage, but now we are having the car with no damage, so that means that we're obviously improving our lap time. And into turn 13, we're doing things pretty good. DRS is now opened, and well, hope we can get into turn 14 without going wide. And we're seeing that we don't lock our brakes. That's very good. Snap of oversteer, but nothing to deal with. Into turn 16, I think so. We're improving now for about 9/10 of a second. Now into turn 18 and 19, we're improving now by a second. And oh! And Alfa Romeo almost crashed us, but well, we haven't worried too much about it because he wasn't in the racing line, and we end up with a lap time of 1:37.698, putting us into 6th position. Finally, we've done it, and hope we can maintain that position and maybe go up a few places and maybe get into the top 5, and for the first time maybe get into the top 5 in this league. So let's do that thing. Meanwhile, here it is, the qualifying results from 1st to 12th. A driver set the lap time. Rafael Verdugo, the reserve driver, decided to replace a driver at Red Bull, so well, that's nothing to do with because Terrific and I complete the Alpine lineup, so that's nothing to deal with. A little bit to deal if Terrific wasn't there, and Rafael still decided to replace another driver other than Terrific. So well, let's get into the race, but before that, let's let's see the strategy of the race and the formation lap. So the strategy for the race will be a default for the circuit, a hard medium strategy, and well, nothing new to say, just lower the fuel down to 52.5 kilograms and no setup changes because it's going to be dry. So yeah, it's a little bit short, but let's head now into the formation lap. So, well, we're just waiting for the other players to get ready and also to get their games loaded out so we can begin the formation lap. And well, they have now done that thing, and well, we're just going to do the same thing we just do in every formation lap. Start the formation lap right after the driver ahead of me starts, and let's heat up our tires, and well, let's try to not make contact with another driver and not overlaunch our grid slot. So meanwhile, we're just hitting our tires, thinking, how about we just be a little bit careful, because in the previous race in Saudi Arabia, I was running in P3, Dormer took me. I was extremely pressurized and I wanted to re-overtake him, but unfortunately I just spun in the NF. But I don't want this thing to happen again, so we're just trying to do a little bit careful, and if we are like P5 and we have dropped out the podium, we have to still be careful and not be too greedy for that position, or else we might spin in and do the same mistake as on Saudi Arabia. So let's not do the same mistake, and hope I could learn that thing. So at the end of this lap, I was just trying to heat up aggressively my tires in order to not get very cold when I'm stopping for a lot of time, because if you are stopped for a long time, the tires will lose temperature. So let's do this way more, because it's the hard tires, and we're parking the gear slot. Unfortunately, I overlaunched it, but it won't be too much of a disadvantage, because the restart could happen anything, and I don't know, I may not get a clean getaway, and the race is about to get started with the 5 red lights being turned on. But before that, we're just waiting for the other drivers to get ready, and it has happened. The 5 red lights has turned on, and it's lights out. And we are on the way for the Singapore race for round number 7 in League Champions Japan. Alex is trying to overtake us, and we're seeing that the guy has fun, and we just crashed with him, almost spinning as well. Fortunately, we just maintained the car, and Emiliano is just trying to overtake us, and I decided to just see his position, and we're down into P9. I decided to do the switchback, and unfortunately I couldn't do that much of that, and he was way faster in the exit than me, so I'm dropped into P9. That's not a good start for me, but at least we didn't spin all the way into the back of the grid. And well, meanwhile, we're just a little bit lifting and coasting, because look at the fuel, and I don't know if safety car is going to happen, but I'm just going to do that. If there's no safety car, for example like flag 15, I'll have to lift and coast way more, because I'm just a little bit lifting and coasting. And into turn 13, let's see who are the victims of it. And we're seeing that the avatar of Jeff Pepper has fun exiting the corner, and we're up into P8. So that's a little comeback for us. So well, let's see if we can go up many places, but for now, let's just conserve a little bit of our fuel and pray that there's no safety car before lap 10 or 12, because if this happens, I may have to use 2 mediums, which I don't have. I just only have 1. Unfortunately, laps later, I have no one nearby me, because the Emiliano and Rafani are literally going further away from me. Emiliano is way ahead of me, increasing the gap, and we're seeing that Kankaiser is ahead of me now, because I think he's spun, and meanwhile with Rafani, he's increasing the gap between him and myself, and I think he's a bit slower than me, because the gap has now increased. Meanwhile, I don't think Kaiser will maintain that position because I don't know if he has spun and he has damaged his front wing. I think so because the gap has been decreasing by a lot. The gap is now like almost 2 seconds now, so that means that I think he has damage. Yes, he has, because he's going to box to repair his front wing, and now we're up into P7, but still the drivers that are ahead and behind me are the same, Emiliano and Rafani. And meanwhile, on the next lap, look at the gap. It has been increased, and well, I have no one near me, as I said a lap earlier. And well, meanwhile, I started to just conserve a little bit of my fuel, doing a little bit careful. But we're seeing into turn 21 that a Mercedes has spun, and we're seeing that is Tato Santi who has spun and also has a 5-second time penalty. And we're seeing that he has also damaged his front wing and will also box. Yes, he has, and I think he was boxing with another driver, but I think that other driver got lapped, and I think Tato Santi has retired from the race. I think he has race quitted, but that means that I got up into P6. Well, let's skip with that comeback. On lap 8, I decided to conserve a little bit of my fuel, but I exited turn 1 with much throttle and almost spin. Fortunately, I could control the car, and unfortunately, despite that, the gap got reduced by now 2.5 seconds with Rafani Verdugo and myself. I decided to now conserve a little bit more of my fuel until I just reach in a certain amount of laps of fuel that I have left. And if I conserve that amount of fuel and get lap 10, and I may get a little bit faster, and I don't need to lift and coast too much. And well, that happened on lap 10 when I got into minus 0.2 laps, I was going to say, of fuel, and that meant that I started to go way faster. And as you can see in those corners, I wasn't conserving my fuel because I knew that I don't need to lift and coast too much in the next few laps. And if there's a safety car, I can just go as fast as I can. Just I'll be a little bit careful with the throttle in the corner exits so I won't spin. And the gap between Rafani Verdugo and myself got increased, and on lap 11 he's now 2.8 seconds behind me instead of 2.5 seconds, and we're seeing into turn 12 that, well, nothing. Oh, we're just seeing that Alexis has spun exiting turn 13. I was going to say that nothing happened into turn 12, but then into turn 13 I think Alexis, the only other THR other than me in this race, has spun, and I think he has just only spun and didn't damage his front wing, because I'm seeing that the gap is still increasing, so he got his car intact. Now into lap 14, I was going a little bit fast. The gap between Rafani Verdugo and myself got increased to 3.8 seconds. Unfortunately, I was needing to conserve the fuel, but fortunately I didn't need it because safety car has now been deployed. I decided to gamble, and I decided to box for mediums, although the strategy that the engineer suggested me, we all said that I also box for mediums, but I'll do another stop, and this time box with soft. I decided to box for mediums and maintain with that tires until the end of the race. I don't know, this may be a gamble, and I don't know if the tires will last until the end of the race without reaching the tire cliff, which that means that the tires will lose a lot of pace because of that tire wear. It usually gets into the tire cliff when the tire wear is like at 70%, so we better not get into those amount of tire wear, or else we might also get into a puncture territory, which is at 75%, and you may have a little bit of luck that that the tires don't puncture at this range, but um, you may usually get a puncture around like 85%, 90%, but we are about to box, and we are now stopped, and we have now boxed 4 mediums, the first mediums, and well, in the safety car that means that I'll consume way less fuel, so that means that the fuel conservation I have to do in the rest of the race is now gone, so I can go as fast as I want, but still being concerned about that tire wear, and also be a little bit careful with the throttle in the corner exit, so I don't do the same mistake as in Saudi Arabia. So well, let's get into the fuel bunched up, and well, let's wait until the safety car gets ended, and meanwhile we're about to just heat up our tires. Meanwhile, in the bunched up fuel, we're seeing that into turn 13, we're seeing the mini killers has made contact with my teammate Terrific, and well, I think he got lapped, and I think Mini Killers was trying to lap him, or I think he just made a few trouble with him, and I think they just made contact, and well, I think that Mini Killers just didn't brake too much and rear-ended Terrific, and we're seeing that Mini Killers is out of the race. So that means that I'm up into P5, although with that crash I got up the place, but well, that means that I have one less driver to worry, because he's way faster than me, and he's been into THR Ragnaroks a few months ago, and I know he's faster than me, and well, I have one less driver to worry. And also, Terrific has retired from the race, so that means that I can have chances to be nearby him in the championship, because I'm way far behind him. Now I need to get big points in order to be nearby him, and well, I think it is the chance, because as well as getting lapped, he has also retired, and also I'm in P5, so I can get 10 points, and well, I think I might finish that position. Hope I don't drop out those places. So well, let's just try to be careful and also be fast. And meanwhile, we're just still heating up our tires, and we're just waiting until the safety car gets ended. And at the same lap, safety car is in this lap. Safety car is in this lap. So we're ready to heat up our tires and hope I can get a good relaunch and nail the relaunch. So we are into the last few corners, and we're waiting until the safety car gets ended. And well, we're just trying to heat up our tires, as I said, in those laps a few seconds ago. I mean, well, hope we nailed the relaunch. Well, let's try to be extremely near Alexis, but not too near, because he might get the bad relaunch and spin, and he may catch us and make contact and damage our car. So let's not be too nearby him. And the safety car is about to end. We are into the last corner and turn 23, and we are getting a good relaunch, and unfortunately Rafani Verdugo had a better one. We are P2P4, but Rafani is trying to overtake us. I defended the place and almost went wide. Fortunately, I didn't go wide, and we're up into P4. Overtook Alexis. We are in a pretty good position. Finally, I think it's the first time that we've nailed a safety car relaunch, or if it's into the first time ever, I think it's the first time since a long time. But it's been a long time, or maybe the first time. So meanwhile, we're just trying to conserve our tires, because I don't want to go fast and destroy my tires and get into the tire cliff at the end of the race. So let's try to do a train and defend our places in the straights. So well, let's do that thing. And well, if someone overtakes me, well, I'll try to defend a little bit, but let's not try to be too greedy with that position, because well, I remember what happened in Saudi Arabia. I want to repeat that mistake. So let's try to defend our best, and And well, let's see if we can finish P4. Now, entering lap 19, while I was exiting turn 5, Rafael Verdugo is trying to overtake us. He has better straight line speed into turn 6. He's trying to dive up us. He has a slipstream and he is going to overtake down the inside. I defended successfully and into turn 8 I decided to break and he just rear-ended us and we're down into P5. Fortunately we didn't win, but he has overtook us illegitimately, and so that means that he has to get my place back and we're back into P4. Fortunately Rafael Verdugo has a good heart, so thank you Rafael, thank you for seeing my place back. And well, I was blaming myself because I thought I braked too early and I brake checked him, but my little excuse was that I was conserving my tires and I was afraid to go wide, so I think I braked a little bit early, or it might be that I braked normally and Rafani just didn't brake too much and brake too late and rear-ended me. It could be those two things, and well, I was afraid that I would drop out of places by the penalties that the league stewards will put me, because I might be under investigation, and well, hope I don't get the penalty. Now into lap 21, we're seeing that Alexi has overtaken Rafael Verdugo into the straight, and that means that I'm in danger to lose P4. So that means that I need to be a little bit faster than the previous laps, and I setting the personal best sector 1. I'm doing a little bit quicker than the previous laps, and we're seeing that Alexis is trying to overtake us into the next few corners, and I need to be a little bit fast. That pressurized me a little bit, but not enough to make me spin. But still, I decided to just be a little bit fast and still be careful. Unfortunately, I might not get too much of a advantage because Alexis got DRS, and I decided to defend my position. Oh, Alexis squeezed me almost into the wall. He gave me my place back. I'm back into P4. I decided to maintain the place into the last few corners. I think Alexis knew that I'll be overtaking by him in the next few corners, maybe in the first straight. And well, I don't know, mate. I don't want to give him fight because of my tire wear. I think he'll just be too fast with the tires, and he'll need to box for another tire. So I was a little bit confident that he'll just box for another tire. So I decided to not give him effort, and well, I'm down into P5, but that didn't matter to me because I thought he was going to box another time. I got DRS, but it was no help to me, and well, the gap still maintained that 0.3 seconds, not enough to make a dive bomb. And well, I'm now into P5, and Rafael Verdugo has a 3-second time penalty, so that means that if he overtakes me, he needs to be 3 seconds ahead of me, or way more, in order to not get his place affected. Meanwhile, lap 26. Fortunately, I could be way faster than Rafani, and we're seeing that Colonel has boxed, and we are getting a place up, and we are now into P4. Lap 27, and we have gained 2 places. That's good news for us. And well, let's try to maintain that place, and let's not spin and bin the results. Meanwhile, I was trying to say that Rafani isn't a threat for me anymore, because look at the gap. I just increased the gap with him by now like 2.4 seconds, and the class of guys there will be blocked by Rafani, and also has a 5-second time penalty. So if he somehow manages to be way faster than him and way faster than me and overtakes me, and he needs still to be 5 seconds ahead of me in order to make me lose P4. So for now I don't need to be really fast, because I have now my P4 a little bit secured. So well, let's just try to finish the race, and and let's not bin the results. And well, it could be a miracle that Alexis spins or gets a 5-second championship or boxes, and we're seeing the gap has now decreased by 3.3 seconds, and I think he has gone wide into that corner, but I don't know, it might not be too much of a disadvantage for him because he'll make that gap increased once again. So I think if he spins, that'll be the only chance I'll get a podium. But well, P4, it's a good result for me. It's a good result for me. Let's just maintain that position and let's not spin in the next 4 laps. And oh, we almost did it, but well, let's just try to not do those unnecessary risks for the next 4 laps. So that skips us into the last lap of the race. We're seeing that the gap between Alexis and myself got decreased, although it got increased because I did corner badly, but still that doesn't matter because I won't have chances to overtake him, because I think his tires got destroyed and he's, I think, into the tire cliff. Meanwhile, I have managed my tires and I'm still a bit fast, because look at the tires. If I wasn't careful with the tires, I would be into the tire cliff as well as Alexis, I think so. And well, into the last lap, we're seeing that the race is about to end and the Mercedes is going to cross the line. Emiliano wins the Singapore race, round number 7 of League Champions Advance. Alan finishes second, and meanwhile Alexis and myself will finish 3rd and 4th respectively. And finally, after many races of suffering and winning my good results, finally I got a good result for me. P4 to our team, plus 12 points. What a race. What a race. Finally, we've done it. We've done it. Now, we can fight. We can fight for good positions. We can fight for good positions. Let's fight for top 6 and let's get big points. And well, these are the race results. And Sunshine is about to finish P10, and well, the other McLaren, the reserve driver, is going to finish P11 and outside the points. So these are the driver results, and well, see you in Miami, and I hope I can get good results than this. Maybe I can get another top 5 or maybe a podium, but well, let's see into Miami. So have a great day. Goodbye.